LOYG.
All right. First question. This is Look at League. Ben, Dave, Stew. First question. Did we get a little ahead of ourselves, guys?
No. I don't think so.
Optimism may have been a little misplaced, but I don't think we got ahead of ourselves.
I think I was ahead of myself. I already had it.
You were talking about buying tickets. That's ahead of yourself.
Yeah. I millionaire hot seat style had it locked in. Sharks penny grand final.
Well, yeah, the 67 Cup would have been great. Woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Look, I'm unhappy.
Yeah, I've been trying not to think about it, but it's been difficult.
Yeah.
It's really great when everyone that knows you either calls you or rocks up at your desk at work, wants to have a chat. What do you think? I think I don't want to think about it.
Yeah, I think that's a terrible question to ask.
Yeah.
If you're in the unfortunate position of listening to this podcast and this being the first episode you hear, you may well be assisted to know that Ben and I go for Sharks. Dave goes for Panthers. None of us are happy.
No. Certainly not happy, but I'm slowly starting to come to grips with it. Like, the teams were announced this afternoon. For the last 5 years, I'm like, oh, grand final teams.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not today.
I'm not a Panthers.
You poor bastard.
I'm not a Panthers fan. The game was a couple of days ago. I still feel weird at the idea that Panthers are not involved.
Yeah.
I just felt the story was so clearly written that coming from last into the grand final, like the Sharks, I was, heard so much stuff about them. They were the fourth favourite out of the four to reach the grand final. So I was, it was very optimistic. But that Panthers side and how they had played and how they played in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I was going to say is that, Dave, I'm not sure if you'd be as disappointed in the Panthers' performance as Ben and I probably are in the Sharks' performance, though.
Yeah, I think... I don't know. Like this, I understand why the Panthers ran out of gas, but I don't understand why certain Sharks didn't seem to be up for the game.
Yeah.
And bringing their best.
Let's talk about that game first then.
Which one?
Because I don't necessarily think we weren't let play the way that we wanted to play. I think Melbourne...
Ref bash alert.
No, I'm not... I'm not going to bash the ref.
Why not? You should.
Well, because they just did it better than what we did. They played the ball so fast and got out of their half so well that they were able to kick more attackingly and just keep us in our 20 for much longer than we did to them.
Yeah.
And I think that was the thing that stood out to me in the game was we were being held down just that slight bit longer that let them get their defensive line set just that little bit better than what we did, and Coates was freaking unreal out of the backfield.
Yeah.
And but look, we were 6 points down and Nico dropped the ball cold 10 metres out from the line. I don't want to blame him wholly and solely, but because you don't know what's going to happen in the rest of the game.
But that's the game right there.
The point. That's why we kicked the 2 points, right? Was to get that next opportunity.
It's that thing of he's your go-to guy, he's your marquee player. He hadn't done much. a big attacking opportunity when you're trying to turn the game around, and it's just cold, drop cold.
The footage of him looking at the defensive line, like that front-on shot of him, and was like, he looked up before they'd even played the ball. It's like it hit him square in the chest. Ah, dear.
Maybe I'll mention it now. Thoughts around the rumour today that DCE was having lunch with Fitzy?
I mean, it makes sense.
Oh my God, I hadn't heard that.
Well, I hadn't seen it in the chat, so I was going to bring it up as a bombshell, but obviously, Stu, you have seen it.
Yeah.
You'd think that if that is true, that there's no faith in Nico to manage the team at 7, he'd probably move to 1 and DCE guides you around.
Yeah.
So you've got your match manager for a year. Then what?
Well, given that Nico's is kind of constructed himself as a halfback over the last few years, maybe he learns from DCE in that year how to be a halfback.
While he's playing fullback.
Well, his ears are still open from back there. Yeah. He can see and hear what's going on.
Yeah, fair.
He won Dally M. He won the Dally M.
But was he playing as a halfback then? He was playing as a 5'8". There was no halfback.
But
the team didn't have a halfback.
As ridiculous as it sounds, and I know most of the things I've read from Sharks fans is like off. I just censored myself then. As a non-Sharks fan, I think you've got a better balanced attack. If you've got Brayley, a controlling 7, Trindle running wide, and then Nico chiming in, I think it's a better balanced attack.
Yeah. I don't know how I feel yet about...
I'm shocked.
Oh, yeah. Just moving past the DCE thing, I just don't know... Like, same as I have for a couple of years, I just still don't know how I feel about Nico and Trindle combo. Like, they teased us for 2 weeks.
Yeah, up until last week, they were looking very good together. Complementary, even.
And Will Kennedy, I don't know how I feel about him either. He's so hot and cold. Like...
You don't want Katy Perry at fullback, though.
Like, he's got good ball playing and all that, but he's also caught out of position a few times.
Got a mistake in him.
Yeah. And the kick returns, like, I don't know that he's anywhere near the top. I saw something from Supercoach this week going, can you win a comp with a fullback who's not even in the top 20? So they had a list, and Kennedy was like 23 in terms of points, I think, which is weird because he was leading the Dally M's at the start of the year. But anyway,
yeah, but Supercoach points don't always translate to the best players. Darren Lockyer, for example, was a terrible Supercoach player.
Right.
Yeah.
I didn't know Supercoach was around back then.
In its different form, yeah. So on the flip, what did you think that the Storm did so well that was able to get the win for them? Do you think it was more your boys not turning up, they'd run out of gas, or do you think Storm brought a special game plan other than playing to the whistle?
Apart from having a cyborg at halfback,
yeah,
I don't know how he like.
How do you fend like that with a broken arm from 2 weeks ago?
Exactly. Like, I did read something today about, like, there's a new technology out about gluing bones together and that you can do it instantly. And I immediately thought, did they do that shit to Jerome Hughes? Is that why he would play like that?
Is it legal? Will they have to have another premiership stripped off from them?
I don't know. But also, like, how obliged are clubs to be truthful with their injury information?
In Australia, they're not.
So, what's to stop people just making up any old shit? What's to stop the clubs from doing it?
Nothing.
To what end, though, Stu? Like to keep people out of games, or to just throw out dodgy information?
Throw out dodgy information, to get your opposition in a certain mindset.
Actually, on that, whether he had a severely broken arm or it wasn't actually broken at all, whatever, for any halfback to only have to make 7 tackles, especially when there's an injury, like a broken arm cloud over it, that's terrible.
Now,
game
is
plan.
that Fitzy? Or is that...
That's on Teague Wilton.
Or is that the forwards not following a game plan?
That's Fitzy. That's and which is why this is what I'm just getting at. I think the Storm were very well drilled and coached to the perfect game plan. They seem to have a different defense pattern depending on their opposition, and you couldn't get any rhythm.
Well, what did Fitzy say? 22 minutes of live ball in the first half.
Yeah, that's Klein though.
Yeah,
Gross.
More than anything. So Hughes is amazing for half a man.
Or Stefano at prop.
Munster was like electric.
Yep.
And Stefano decided to play like the best game of his career. I reckon.
Lovely stuff.
Do you reckon?
I think I completely agree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he's taken a real bait. He played that game, and now he's in the media today calling all the Broncos forwards stuck-up cats. Anyway.
But moments
think,
make everything. So there was Nico's look at the line drop, but that try that Pappy scored, was it just before half-time?
Oh.
It's just... It was a moment.
Moments, yeah. You're right.
But they just did everything up the guts, right? Like, everything they did was up the guts.
We've got, like, this forward rotation, which means no one should be tired in the middle there, really. And we just kept missing tackles in the middle there. I think as good as Calhoun and Burns have been in the first half, I think they were caught out a bit. And Fanua Blake's first stint was nothing.
Yeah, we talked last week about him having to have one of those big games. That's what he's there for, and Stefano outplayed him big time.
Absolutely, and I don't think anyone was ready for that.
No, not on my bingo card at all.
Let's move on, shall we?
Yep.
Yeah.
What do you want to talk about the Sunday game?
So, yes. So there endeth the Sharkies season, another prelim, and I guess the question's got to be asked: is that the ceiling for this roster? Maybe we'll.
Fitzy's not going to make any changes.
No, maybe we'll have a look at that in a postseason episode.
Yep.
All right. And 2 days later, for some reason, not 1 day later, 2 days later, meaning Melbourne get a 2-day bigger turnaround, the Broncos took on the Panthers. The Panthers were leading 14-0. And then...
So you go. We talked about the stats last week. Reece Walsh, none from 7 against the Panthers. Nathan, 5 years without a loss in daytime. Turned out the Panthers had won 98 straight when leading by 12 or more. All of those records shattered on Sunday.
98 straight.
Winning when leading by 12 or more.
Wow.
That's what it took. So my moments of the game, I thought early on when Willison came on, he looked really good, but that tackle in a normal game would have been sent for 10, the cannonball into the leg.
Yes.
Later on...
Sorry, also well done for us not complaining about the no penalty try with the Pappenhausen headshotting Nickera. Anyway, we're not going to go back to that game.
Later in the match, though, for the square up, the Liam Martin coming running in and not getting binned was wild as well. So I guess that's a square up, but it didn't matter at the end of the day. But the thing that I said last week, 60-40, Penrith probably wins 6 times out of 10. But the key to the match is Payne Haas having to play like a superhuman man. He did just that. Second half, there's a grubber put through for a centre. Who dives on it? Payne Haas. Crazy. The last minute, the 79th minute, Cleary shapes for a 2-point field goal. Who's putting pressure on him? Payne Haas. After playing 80 minutes, making 150 metres and making 40 plus tackles, none missed, Payne Haas. So
Without a miss.
Yeah. Imagine playing a game like that, and then 2 days later, Stefano's mouthing off at you.
Well, I might have something to say about that a little later in the pod.
the
Yes.
the other thing, there was one moment. This isn't a. It's just what's your take on this? Because this is the only bit that I'm going to complain about was the Casey McLean intercept.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tearing down the field. Apparently, the word is the video ref said, "Oh, I think he's offside. Call it back." Why wouldn't you go through the motions, let him see if he puts the
Score.
ball down, and then check to see that his heel
Yeah.
was actually on the line? He
Yeah.
wasn't offside
Yeah, that's a great question.
because 20-0.
I'd love to know that stat.
And also, like, if he was offside, it was half a step or so, right?
Yeah,
Like, how many times does that get ignored?
yeah.
Usually.
That was my like peeve of the if only. But for the Broncos, I think it was messing you guys through the game. They had a clear strategy, and this is what I was at with Bellamy. Obviously, had a strategy for the Sharks. Maguire had a brilliant strategy for this game. They were niggling. They were in the Panthers' faces, and they annoyed the shit out of them to the point that when the fatigue set in the second half, because they'd lost Sorensen at the start of the game, that forward advantage was gone, and the fatigue really kicked in the second half for the Panthers. And then the niggle that had been from the first minute of the match started to put the Panthers off their game, and they fell for it. And the Broncos got the upper hand, and then ultimately, with 3 minutes to go,
Yeah. Yeah. A few things. I guess the problem is if you start thinking that the ref is squaring up, then that's a lot for the ref to keep a track of. Square up on a square up, and then, oh, was that too much of a square up? I got to square up again. And it just becomes, square up dominoes.
It's a square up-a-thon.
Yeah. I just don't know how much they like that. Seems like a level of pressure and attention that I just don't know whether they can
I also
do
think,
too much of that.
I think after all the criticism for the penalty-a-thon on Friday night, which did cruel the Sharks' chances at being in the contest, and I think he made sure that he wasn't going to ping every pedantic little thing to make sure he increased his chances of who got named as the grand final referee today.
Exactly.
I have no doubt that came into it. No doubt.
He had 2 days a day and a half to watch all the reaction to Klein's reffing on Friday night.
But what would, if Klein got the grand final, I would have blown up, personally.
Yeah.
And I think everyone else in the NRL would have blown up as well.
Is it an exaggerate? I don't know. I'm thinking off the top of my head, so maybe I'm just, Stefano style mouthing off without really. But there'd be a case for not watching the grand final if Klein was reffing.
Well, he's in the video ref seat, so that's something for you.
I know, but he can't.
Less influential there, right?
If he's got a whistle up there, we can't hear it. That's all. The other thing I was going to say is, Liam Martin. Is there a case for having a leash on that guy on the field?
Yeah.
So Cleary's got the leash, and as soon as something happens, he can just pull on it as soon as Martin starts running in, because he's a run-in specialist.
Yep.
Liam Martin.
Well, maybe. Hang on. So, you want Nathan Cleary to have the leash, or can we just put an ankle guard on him?
Oh.
And Ivan
can control it from the box.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about maybe sticking a fence post in the field somewhere.
So he can only run a certain.
He's only got a certain diameter around that fence post he can run in.
Or maybe both the Clearys need to actually put their keys in the lock.
Oh,
and
yeah.
turn it like a nuclear weapon. And I think that's a lot. That's a lot for the Clearys. They're already doing a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I found it really bizarre seeing Ivan frazzled.
During the second half?
Yeah.
Yeah. Hands in hair.
I don't think I've ever seen it before.
Yeah, he could see it. He could see that we were unraveling, and he had nothing left to throw in. You know what he threw in at that point? Just after you saw him with his hands through his hair, looking very
Schneider.
stressed. Schneider came on, and didn't
Schneider.
that? Maybe if we had had a forward on the bench. Oh,
I don't know if I'm right or not. I feel like within a few minutes of Schneider coming on in the last few games he's been in, he's made an error in the first couple of minutes, or given away a penalty in the first minute or two of coming on.
Yeah, he's going to be well missed out at the foot of the mountains.
Cogger's coming back, is he not?
He is.
Super League?
Speaking of departing
German
players,
league. Schneider.
the German league. I've put together we've been able to now, the positive is we can put a line we've got a line at the start and now the end of the run that was. And in reflection, can be very proud of what the Panthers achieved. But I'm just going to rattle off a team for you quickly.
Now, can I guess what this is? Is this a team of players that are no longer playing for Penrith?
That are still in the NRL, yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Before you give us that, this isn't like there's a lot of talk. Ivan said it. This isn't the end of a dynasty. There's still.
It's the end of a run, not the end of the dynasty. Potential dynasty continue.
So, I mean, if they go on to win the next 3 years, there's a blip somewhere in the middle, but that's still a dynasty.
It was a rebuilding year, and they made a qualifier.
That's right.
Yeah. Here's the team: fullback Taruva. Take your pick out of Staines and Naden on one wing. That's a weak spot there. Centers, you got Stephen Crichton and Kurt Capewell. Taylor May on the other wing. The halves are Luai and Matt Burton. Fisher Harris and Spencer Leniu at prop. Appy Coruscant. Then in the back row, you got Kikau and Hosking. Jermaine Hopgood at lock. And then super sub either Billy Burns or Salmon.
Yep.
Does that team fit in under a salary cap?
Yeah. Can I say Talon May as well?
Or he was on the wing. He was on the wing.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, right.
Oh, and don't forget, you got head coach Seraldo with his support staff of Barrett and Webster.
Yeah. Yes. There's a limit to how sympathetic I can be, though, Dave. I'm afraid.
It's all right.
I mean, the prems are kind of compensation.
No,
for that,
I'm on yesterday. I was very sad and very emotional, and today I've gotten to the point where I can look back and, like I said, how good was that?
Dave, do you have premiership jerseys from each year?
I've got memorabilia / jersey from each year, yeah.
Okay.
And I was disappointed that we had to wear pink on Sunday instead of the Vegas jersey. I thought we were going to be allowed to wear that for the final series, but it was a clash.
Right.
Well, yeah, that's that. I made that point to Rose as they ran on the field. I was like, I thought they were supposed to be in the Vegas jerseys for the rest of the final series.
It's a shame.
Disappointing.
Like, if that's the biggest worry, that's not my biggest worry. But try with 3.
Hey, jersey stuff.
Yep.
It's if the Sharks show up at a game and I don't like the jersey, I'm out.
Bad vibe, right?
That's a bad vibe.
So, on the Broncos, they've just, I don't know, well, I don't really know what to put their surge down to exactly, other than them all suddenly realizing that they're the Broncos and they've got full of internationals and steroids, and that they should be actually creaming people.
Before the COVID break in 2020, they were
Dog shit.
No, it was the opposite. They were godlike.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Absolutely godlike. And everything, because the Panthers and Broncos had the junior grades come up together and they were supposed to be battling it out. One team's had more success over the last few years than the other, but the Broncos were there. They had the talent. That wasn't the problem. It was just the consistency and
Seabold.
And Seabold, yeah. But
Seabold. No, sorry.
How like when Ben Hunt went to hooker and he just went into origin mode, with just niggle and leg twists and gamesmanship, like up the yin yang, and it was just the tenacity in defense was just how they defend like all those sets in a row in the second half. Like,
I don't know. It helps having the Hulk. in your front row, but
Yeah.
anyway.
So Panthers, well done from containing Reece Walsh for so long, but Payne Haas is just superhuman.
Has Tyson Smoothie always been this size? I feel like he's put on 40 kilos
World's biggest
midway
hooker?
through the year. Yeah. He's a big bloody hooker. Jesus.
Great name too.
Yeah. Yeah, so I don't know. Like, I honestly don't know what to expect from the Broncos next week. If they play like that, I think they'll beat the Storm.
Can you
It's just
scramble
whether they've got
scramble at an infinity setting for 2 weeks in a row, though?
maybe 3 games in a row?
Yeah, true.
Yeah, who knows? All right. But just before we move on to what we think about the grand final, anything else, Dave, about the Panthers Brisbane game?
No, I think when I get to look, I don't know. Will I ever watch it again?
I can safely say I won't be watching that Sharks Storm game again. Before we move on, then, can I say a couple of, and this is, I know, is heavily Penrith biased, but Toto not being in contention for Dally M Winger of the Year, and Ivan not in the conversation for Dally M Coach of the Year.
I'm biased, so I didn't say anything about that, but I think that's pretty crazy.
Both of those are bizarre. And Casey McLean for the centres, sure, second half of the year, great. He was shit the first half.
Could let
of
in
the
a
season.
try early doors.
He really was.
They must have only accounted attack and not the defence for the first half of the
Yes,
year.
or you know, they
Or the one
decided
game that he showed up Stephen Crichton in round 16 or whatever it was. It's just on that.
they couldn't be bothered going back further than 4 weeks. Maybe I don't know. I did hear one argument today on Bloke in a Bar from the producer Matty about Ivan Coach of the Year though, because they were going as we have. He's pulled them from last to a prelim. That's pretty much the biggest improvement you can get. And he goes, yeah, but who got them to last?
Yeah.
Oh, shots fired.
Yeah. And who got him to last and then rattle off that team I named it before.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And
But when does Dally M voting finish? Like, is it the final round or into the finals? Because
I thought it was final round, wasn't it?
well, then we finished 7th then, so that's not great.
Anyway.
Fair call.
All right. Well,
I've got a
What do we think?
I've got a Sharks Panthers trivia game. Do you want to save it for next week?
no, let's go now. Sharks and Panthers. We haven't talked about them very much.
You're probably right. I mean, maybe we should save it for next week because we shouldn't be talking about them so much next week.
I don't think I don't think anyone's going to complain.
All right, here we
You
go.
got to have listeners for people to
The game is you're going to go back and forth until one of you doesn't have an answer. And the question is, you can go first, Ben, to give you an advantage. You have
I'm
to
terrible at these games.
you have to name a player that played for both clubs.
Okay.
Hang on, still currently playing?
No,
Or-
any player that's ever played for both clubs. There was one that I'll give you because I've never heard of him. Joe Vitanza, for example.
Okay. I'm going to take the most obvious one off the board.
Yep.
The best Panther / Shark ever. Luke Lewis.
Okay.
Sorensen.
Yep.
Trying to remember his name. Well, I'll go Peachy.
Yep.
Maloney.
Yep.
Good one. I cannot get the centre / winger, big, tall, skinny guy, out of my head, and I
Paul Hoff.
can't get his picture out of
Is
my
that who you're
head.
talking about?
Oh, yeah. He's got
But
got a bit of a footy head.
He does have a footy head, and I can't remember his name.
Can I gift you Moylan?
Yeah, good one.
I'll give that to you. Go on, you take Moylan.
All right. Well, I'll have Moylan.
Yep.
All right. Wade Graham.
Yep.
Back to
Bloody
you.
hell! Thank you. I'm still sitting here with nothing. Oh, how many are there, Dave?
There's a lot.
A bunch of them.
You're going to kick yourself with a whole bunch you haven't thought of.
I just wasn't prepared for this game.
Yeah.
I want to hear Stu just go bang, 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 bang.
All right. Stu, do you want to... We goes out, have a crack at one or two more for a win.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty lost. I got cocky and gave him my
All right.
Hang on. Who is the winger I'm talking about?
Probably Dave Simmons.
Dave Simmons. That's who it was.
Yeah. Or
Give
was
us a
it?
couple more
Or was it Ben Pomeroy?
Definitely wouldn't have got Pomeroy.
You've got current players. You've got Kurt Capewell and Billy Burns.
Oh, Capewell.
Billy
you gave
Burns
us Billy Burns
started
before.
at Penrith. Yeah. This one I don't know. Tupu Sopoaga,
Nope.
Jeremy Lattimore, James Seguiaro, Cameron Ciraldo.
Oh, I forgot Seguiaro played for Sharks.
He played a very, very short stint for the Sharks.
Yeah.
Full Dreadies mode though. I think.
Actually played quite well.
Yeah, he was good.
For what I remember.
Yeah, it was the off field that was the problem. Dane Wesson, Kevin Kingston, Joseph Paulo, Michael Gordon. Once we get probably to Nick Youngquist, Brian Norrie, and Paul Fronze, we're probably out. Ben Ross.
Yeah.
Ben Ross.
Ben Ross.
Michael
I
Gordon,
should've-
Ben
Oh,
Ross,
hang on. Preston Campbell.
Oh, far
Is he a
out.
Shark?
Martin Lang.
Yeah, he won Dally M.
He won Dally M as a Shark, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
But he couldn't tackle, so they had to get rid of him.
Now, does John Lang count because he coached both sides?
Sure. But Martin definitely does because he played for both sides.
Correct.
Anyway, I thought that was fun.
Yes.
That was fun. I wish we were better at it.
Why didn't we play this game 20 years ago when we had fresh brains?
That's, yeah.
All right. Come on, fellas. Who's doing what in this grand final?
All right. I'm going to say Brisbane
Yep.
on the back of Payne Haas rolling over the top of Stefano and their kicking game just being a bit better than the Storm. And I have already put a multi on for this weekend,
Gamble responsibly.
which is gamble responsibly. Also drink responsibly.
Also,
Coates.
podcast responsibly.
Shibasaki, Payne Haas, Clive Churchill.
So hang on. Coates and
So,
Shibasaki
Coates,
for try scorers,
Shibasaki,
and Haas
ATS.
for Clive.
Haas, Clive Churchill.
Wow.
And who
That's
to win?
not bad.
And the Bronx by 4.
Yeah, 1 to 12 most, right?
1 to 12, yeah.
Now, Melbourne are exactly the same as they were on Friday, as are the Broncos, except
Pat
for
Carrigan's
Carrigan.
back.
Carrigan, yeah.
3 week rested Carrigan is
Yeah,
back.
Carrigan comes in for Tolty.
Yeah.
I have got to say, I probably would have dropped Pakes out of this side and maybe
Started Ezra.
started Smoothie maybe
Okay.
in hooker. And then Smoothie comes off, Hunt to hooker.
And this is Maguire's problem. They're all in awesome form. All of
Yeah.
them.
Hmm.
Even
Anyway.
Tulty. Salty
Anyway,
Tulty
yeah.
because he got dropped.
Can Stefano have 2 of those games in a row? That's going to be a question.
And if not him, then whom?
Because if he doesn't, that Broncos pack's going to run over Melbourne, I reckon.
Agreed.
Carrigan and Haas are going to run over the forward pack, I think.
Agreed.
I will say Broncos 1 to 12.
Ben Hunt for a
I was going to
bookended
say
moment.
Ben Hunt redemption
Yeah.
of some kind.
Not dropping the ball to win.
Oh,
Yeah, I
fuck,
don't
can
know.
you imagine if he? Oh no!
Did I put it out there?
Can you even imagine that happening again?
Oh,
Like, just a
that made you feel ill saying that, didn't it? I will go. Yeah, I'll go 1 to 12. And look, maybe an Ezra ATS. Just I don't like saying that because
Because
I want to hold it. I want to hold it against him that he got such a light penalty. I'm gonna. Anyway,
What about they came back miraculously to win by 1 against the Raiders, and they came back miraculously against the Panthers to win by 2? Are they going to be okay?
do you mean if they have to come back, can they do it for a
Well,
third time?
I think they know that they can.
but
Or-
third time in a row, like
But is it they just come out and roll over the top of them and it's 22-4 at halftime, Broncos?
I've got a feeling one of the teams is 13 plus. I just don't know which one.
I honestly, if any team's going to be 13 plus, it's going to be Broncos. I'm just looking at the forward pack. Yes, Melbourne's forward pack is good and they've played well, but I don't see them out muscling.
Their spine though is the best.
But if they haven't got a platform to
if
run
they're
on,
playing from their own end, what does it mean, right?
yep.
You can't kick the coats in the corner from your own 20.
Yeah. All right. So, but are we all? What'd you land on, Dave?
I'm going to go Storm. I'm going to go Storm 13 plus to be contrary.
All right. All right. 2 Broncos and a Storm, and yeah, I guess we'll see you on the other side, everybody.
Yeah.
Goodbye now.
This is an Angry Chimp podcast.